Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yes, not bad, thank you. Just getting ready to go up to the lakes,
Nice.
dragging Baz up to do some hills, get out in the hills. It's been too long since I've been up a mountain. Although I must admit, this afternoon, given the temperatures, we will stay low and find a wood somewhere for Mac.
Absolutely. Which have you got any mountains singled out that you're going to go for?
Yes, so tomorrow, I've got some Wainwrights that I'm planning on bagging, which are Brock Crags, Hot Sop Dog, and Grey Crag.
That middle one doesn't sound like a real mountain.
Hot Sop Dod.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
that's a cracking name.
yeah. Well, they've all got cracking name. You've got Rest Dodd as well.
Yeah,
Arniston Crag, Hot Sop above Howe. Um, yeah, Stony Cove Pike.
nice.
That's yeah, no, they've all got cracking names to be honest. But anyway, yeah, so that'll be three more ticked off.
How many have you got so far?
So I think I'm just over halfway. I
Well,
can't
that's
remember.
really
I
good.
did two. I did two a couple of months ago, and I can't remember if that took me to halfway or if it took me
Right,
to over halfway.
but
So,
over 100.
um, yes, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm either on 207 or 200, 107 or 109.
Nice. Nice work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a long-term thing now. I don't get up as much as I used to, so yeah, it's a long-term challenge.
I've probably got about 10.
Okay. Wow, we need to get you racing in the Lake District more.
We do. Maybe that could be 2026.
Yeah, 2027, 2028. It's
Yeah.
stretching. So tell me, how have you been? You've been pacing and racing and visiting races and being media king for stuff. Looking super busy.
Been super busy, yeah. The so first was the Suffolk Backyard Ultra,
Yeah.
which I was lucky enough to be invited to go and just do some videos and reels and social media updates and stuff. And that was really cool. I'd never been to a backyard ultra before, not raced one, but now I do really want to race one, obviously.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, exactly. The It's really interesting seeing people come in fresh for the first sort of 10 hours and then just steadily starting to really struggle and hate it. But then there's still a pocket of sort of 10 maybe who are just like jogging along at the back,
Mm,
keeping themselves to themselves, and slowly you just notice who are the ones that are going to go really far.
keep going.
Because I was
Did you notice a strategy with them? Did you notice how they were when they came in and what they did in that time?
generally off their feet as quick as possible.
Mm,
Couple people who didn't even bring a tent or a gazebo. They just camped out in the areas just next to the finish line, and they just got a big chair that they could lie back in, and they literally just hop onto that as soon as possible. Usually around the 50-minute mark out of the hour, I'd say that's the sweet spot, definitely for
right.
doing it. It gives you a bit of time to rest, eat something, and then just very casually stroll back onto the start line before it begins. But some of them left it a bit close.
Really?
Um, and one person I saw had taken off his tracker while he'd gone back to his tent, and then only realized with about 20 seconds to go before the next whistle, and started to run back for it. And they're like, no, you don't. We can sort out the tracker because it's not a stipulation in the rules,
Okay.
and they just need to update. They've seen them go, and they'll see them come back. Sort of scenario. They can update it manually, but he panicked and ran off, and then
Oh
couldn't get back to the start line in time, and he blew the whistle, and he was out.
no.
And
Oh no.
that was
What a,
after.
what a terrible reason to be out.
No, it was after 28 laps as well, so really far. He maintains that he was going to stop, this next lap anyway, but he looked pretty fresh.
Mm. Oh,
It was on the
shame.
Yeah, it's on the it was all live streamed, and if people had seen that he'd been allowed to run, then the whole integrity of the event goes out the
Yeah.
window.
No, no, absolutely. So do they all have to be on the starting line or in the starting pen when
Yeah,
the bell goes?
they do. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
starting corral, as they call it.
Well, very
Yeah.
American.
And one odd thing is that when the number shrinks down, they're not allowed to shrink the starting corral with it as well. So you have to just maintain this huge space for everybody throughout. It has to. It's one of the weird rules that goes with it.
Well, I
But
suppose it perhaps it demonstrates the dwindling numbers in a
yeah,
visual
yeah,
way. I don't know.
yeah. It does. It does make it look a bit more dramatic when there's only sort of six
Mm.
or seven of them left,
Oh,
all
gosh.
starting to eye each other up as to how
Yes.
far they can go.
And what was the winning
The winning lap
yard? Yeah.
was 49. It was expected to go a lot further than that. There was an
Yeah.
American who did 54 laps, and he had to pull out because I think his glutes went to the point where he couldn't straighten his right leg. So he
Okay.
was just out, and he'd flown over from America for it, knowing that it was a really good course. Um,
Okay.
and there was the not Swedish, Swiss backyard ultra champion Nima, who was expected to go quite a lot further as well, but
Hmm.
his Achilles popped. And he struggled on for 12 laps, and you wouldn't have known
Are
because
you
there's such like,
kidding?
yeah, there's like a big mental battle. But literally, the last lap, it was like, oh my goodness, what's happened? And then he suddenly hobbled back round the corner after starting the lap, and it was like, oh my goodness, we're done. I was expecting to be there for 2 more days.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? With this race, you just never know. I'm trying, yeah, because I mean, what was the John Stocker's winning one in
Yeah,
21? Was it 80?
81, I think.
81.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that would have been through to Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that's a funny thing, isn't it? And that to have to anticipate for just on the logistics side for the event purpose, you've got no idea how long this event is going to take, but you've
No,
got to plan and for the longest,
you
presumably.
do.
Um,
Yeah. And it was people with good crews that and prepared crews that seem to do really well as well.
okay. What that knew their runners really well or
Yeah, and they'd done it before. They've got a really good setup in their tent to the point where when they were lying down, they could just like reach for something and it would be there,
oh gosh.
like
Oh.
to that extent. Yeah.
Well,
Military planning.
Zuki has entered the Run Ultra room. So
Awesome.
um, this is, yeah, we have a good chat with Zuki. Um,
Good morning, everyone.
hello, how are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good. How are you? Okay, you okay?
Oh, thank you for joining us.
That's okay. No problem at all. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Morning,
just,
Robin.
Morning, morning. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm sporting my. I've got North Face on as well. Look, see.
Oh, I love it.
hey.
That's awesome.
Brand
That's really good.
favoritism there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big plug.
that's it. It is a
Oh,
good brand, to be fair. I'm not just saying
oh, good. Well, we were just
it.
talking actually about Robin's attendance at the Suffolk Backyard Ultra. Is this
Oh
something
yeah.
that we might see you at one day?
Oh, it's funny that you should say it, actually. A friend of mine took part in it, I think. Was it just a couple of weeks ago, Robin?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he took part in it. And then I think around that day or the day before when he was telling me about it, I started thinking, oh, maybe in the future I might
Yeah.
like to have a go at this. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at the moment. Maybe in the future.
How did your pal do?
Uh, I think he did 6 hours,
It's that way.
and then he stopped.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point he did set the fastest lap you might know him on Instagram. He's called the Mental Health Wanderer, I think it's called.
Oh,
And
right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he's quite a cool, interesting guy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he is, sure.
yeah. No, it's good. Did you run, Robin? Did you say
No, I
on
was
it?
just doing social media for it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Gareth Jones. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think he did
How was it?
10
How
laps.
was
He
the
was really
event?
good. He was absolutely flying around the course.
That's it.
Um, and he was sort of adamant that he was just there to do a few laps
Yeah, yeah,
and then say his goodbyes, and that's what he did.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
whole concept is just so different, isn't it? Um,
It is.
and
Mm,
obviously very different to the stuff that you've been doing, Zuki.
yeah,
You
yeah.
definitely like the pointy ones, don't you?
Yeah, I tend to sway towards the pointer stuff. Especially I think this year it seems like I've been swaying towards the pointer stuff. Whereas I think last year I did quite a few multi-stage stuff. So with MDS and
Yes.
obviously I think end of 2023 I think I did Dragon's Back.
Yes.
Um, and
Yeah,
then this year I've sort of swayed towards the just the one, you know, point A to point B stuff, basically. Yeah, point B stuff.
What, and you did the coast to coast as well.
Yeah, so I did the coast to coast. I'm starting to forget now about these things. I think it was it was it 2023. I'll have to double check. But that was just a solo fun thing to do. So I just thought, oh, it would be awesome just to cut across the middle of England, from
Yeah.
the west to the east, and then see how I get on, and also taking in the views as I go along, and yeah, taking on, the history with that route as well. So just learning more about it. So that was really interesting. It was really good fun to do it. So I really enjoyed that actually.
Where did you sleep at night? Did you camp or did you stay in places?
Yeah, so my plan was very fluid, to be honest, to say the least. I think I thought, okay, I'll just keep going and then I'll see where I end up, or I'll see how I get along, how
Okay.
I get on. And obviously, I earmarked, there's a few B&Bs and hotels along the route anyway. So, I just thought, okay, if I get somewhere, for instance, it's 6 or 7 p.m. or even 5 p.m., and then I think, okay, let me stop for the evening and then, start again the next day, then
Yeah.
I'll do that. So I was open to all of that. And then I started, and then the lakes, so the lake section, so starting off from the west, going through the lakes, that section, I think the first bit, it truly humbled me.
Oh,
So
really?
the weather was horrendous. It was brutal, the weather.
oh
A
no.
bit more brutal than I anticipated a little bit. So then I thought, okay, let me keep going here. Pushed on 24 hours or close to 24 hours until the next day. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm just gonna, I've got a lot of kit. I could do with just rejigging some of the stuff. Let me just stop. So I found a B&B, stopped there, and I think I stopped for about 24 hours, basically just rejigged my kit, got rid of some stuff that I didn't really need. And then bearing in mind, I think I was maybe 40 miles in at this point, or 20 odd miles or so, something like that, and I still had another 100 odd miles to go. So, rejigged the kit, and then just had a chat with myself, and then picked myself up again, and then I said, okay, I'm getting to the end of this, no matter how I do it. So, carried on then the next day after that, um, and then I started to find some rhythm then, and then I think I found a B&B on the third day, I think around 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, so stayed there for the night, and then started again the following day after that, and then
Yeah.
just carried on again. So, but I started getting some good rhythm then after the first day. So yeah.
But that's really great because you don't have the motivation of a race or a medal or a time or
Mm.
anyone beyond yourself caring what you're doing in a way. So
Mm.
to have the sort of mental fortitude to think, right, I need to sort myself out and get this and you're learning. I mean,
Yeah,
presumably you're packing is you're learning about what you can carry, what you need, where you need it within your pack. I mean, was
yeah,
that probably quite useful for you for Dragon's Back? And have you done another multi-day? Oh, well,
yeah.
NDS.
MDS.
You did NDS
Yeah,
before that, didn't you?
yeah. So it was really useful for those races, like you said there. And also it's just an adventure as well, you know. So I just
Hmm.
wanted to be out there, you know, outdoors and yeah,
Yeah.
just myself really, just being by myself and just enjoying myself. Um, Yeah, but I'm not a true, you know, loner, so to speak. But but I quite like my own company sometimes in situations like that, especially. So yeah, no, it was really good. It's a nice challenge as well, you know.
Yeah.
And then also like you know you can turn around to someone and say, oh, you know, look at the map of England. You know, I've cut across the from west to east of that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I
It's
say to
true.
my children, but they're not that interested that much. So they're like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well done, Dad. Well done. Anyway, right,
Yeah,
I drew this today.
yeah, that's it. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah,
Can I have some ice cream?
definitely the best way to leave it more loose, though, with not any specific stop points, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're going that far. You can't really plan these things, can you? So that sounds like a wise decision to me.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt like it at the time, definitely. Yeah, and yeah,
So UTS,
yeah.
how did it go?
UTS, we're about a month on from it now. UTS, started off really. I mean, I was obviously I was lucky to be able to get a recce in as well. Recce the first section in a bit, so that was good. Got a feel of the ground a little bit, so that was really nice. And then the training up to it was really good as well, so I really enjoyed it. And I was looking forward to it. But just on the race itself, so I started off really well. And I was really enjoying myself, you know, moving well. Nutrition was going well at this time around, compared to the previous race that I did, which was TGC. Um, and then, but I think towards in the second half, I slowed down slightly, and then I lost a bit of focus as well, um, because I did get a bit sidetracked because I came across someone I think on the second last checkpoint I think it was around Redo. Apologies for the
Yeah.
pronunciation. So I came yeah so I came across someone there, and then in that checkpoint, so you know they were like, oh, you know, um yeah, I'm a bit worried here about hallucinations. You know, are you doing 100 mile out? You know, would you mind going with me? And then obviously at that point, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, you know, someone's asking for help. They were like out asking for help. So I thought, okay, you can't really like turn
No.
them down. Do you know what I mean? It's not in the spirit of the sport.
Mm.
So and also that's not in my nature anyway. So I thought, okay, you know, yep, we'll go together. Let's go. But I think at that point, that's when probably I should have said, oh, yeah, we'll go together up until the next aid station, and then go from there. But
Hmm.
I just said, yeah, we'll go together. We'll finish it together. So
Oh,
Oh
without
man.
realizing that, okay, yeah, this is adding more time. And then I
Yeah.
think, yeah, he's a really nice guy, the guy that I came across, and I was helpful too. I think he'd had a go at the race twice before, and he was unsuccessful, I think, on those two
Right.
occasions. Yeah. So yeah, as we got to know each other, and yeah, we had a good time though. So it was really good. But
well, you helped him finish though.
yeah, I
Um,
Yeah.
played a part.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a really hard line to know where to cross, isn't it, between
Mm,
focusing on your own race and helping others, isn't it? It's a tough one, especially if someone's a bit slower or a bit faster, and
yeah.
That's
yeah.
hugely commendable, though. I mean, the
Mm.
fact that as soon as he probably said that he'd not done it the previous two times, you kind of don't really have a lot of choice there, do you? Like,
Yeah, so yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's my fault as well, obviously, for just losing focus on my race. I think maybe it was due to tiredness as well, so I wasn't quite thinking straight. I was just like, yeah, okay, you know, let's do this. And then at the end, that's when I thought, oh, actually, maybe I should have done this, I should have done that. But
Mm.
yeah,
it is what it is. But it's one of those things where I think I did suffer from sleep deprivation as well. But obviously, I'm not throwing no excuses out there. That I had a go at the race and I enjoyed it, and I got to the finish line. That's the main thing. So,
Did you have any sleep on the race?
15 minutes, 15
15
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I think there was a time actually. My friend Gareth Jones, the guy that we were talking about.
Yeah.
I think it was way before the halfway mark in one of the checkpoints where he said, "Oh, you're not gonna rest, yeah." And I felt quite fresh at the time. We were approaching, yeah. I felt quite fresh at the time, and then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna have a rest, yeah." At that point, I think that's probably where I should have rested, because I carried on, and then after about maybe two checkpoints after that, I started to really slow down. So after I think a couple of Keurig, so I started to really slow down, and then
Mm.
that's when sleep deprivation started kicking in and just
Mm.
hitting me hard, really. So I think between 2 o'clock in the morning on the first evening until about between 2 and 5. Yeah, so I really just lost pace, and just thought, okay, let me just keep pushing. Um, but yeah, so around those times, basically, I should have stopped and just had a a nap or something, maybe for an hour or so. That would have
Mm.
been hugely beneficial. Um,
So
Difficult to
tricky to
tell. Was
know.
it your first continuous 100 miler?
no, it wasn't my first, but I haven't done too many. I think I'd done uh, Cardiff to Brecon. I think I'd done that one by GB Ultras. I've done that. I think that was a few years ago. That was one, and
You,
then I think there's another one around or before that I had done. Uh,
you've also done the spine.
yes, yes, yeah, I've done the spine race. Sorry, the
Yeah,
spine race was the 268
that's
miles.
a bit longer than 100 miles, Robbie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the summer spine race. I see that. I told you I'm starting to forget about the races that I've done now. So yeah, so I've done the summer spine race.
Yeah,
Uh, that
well,
was a
that's a
long.
different animal. I did mean more on
Yeah.
the 100 mile scale.
100.
It's sort of learning whether,
Yeah.
particularly with the terrain and how long it takes, such a different animal depending on where you are, isn't it? As to whether you take
Mm,
a trail nap
Mm.
or
yeah.
whatever. But well, now we've landed on the spine. Have you been dog watching?
Yeah.
Have you been
Yeah.
watching
Spine.
this race?
Yeah, I've been following this one, not as closely as the previous ones, but it was interesting to see Anna Trupp
Yeah.
win, outright winner. So huge congratulations to her. She smashed it.
Yeah.
So there, that was really good. Yeah. How have you guys found it? Have you been following it?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
glued to it.
Yeah.
I work with Anna separately, so
Mhm.
obviously I was very much more invested in her as a friend,
Yeah.
and just watching her creeping up on John. I've been like this in front of my laptop for since
Yeah.
for a long time.
Oh,
Uh,
that's awesome.
a guy from my club just finished this morning
Yeah.
after having not completed it last year. So
Oh
Oh,
wow!
cool. Oh,
Paul Hunt, an amazing runner. So he deserves the accolade of finishing that race. So that's really nice.
Oh,
oh,
good
that's
for
awesome.
him.
Well deserved. Yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
How
Um,
did you enjoy it, Suki? How's your memory of it?
The memory of it. I think I went into it. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I had a good time. And obviously, I think that's when I met people like Anna face to face. Then on that race, yeah. So she was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was really good. I think going into it, knowing what I know now, I think my preparation obviously would be a bit better going into it now. Um, and I think it was started on a Sunday, and I don't remember getting enough sleep a couple of days beforehand. So I went into it, without having had too much sleep,
No.
and then started, and then I think that's when I started just suffering from the get-go, really. But I soon got to grips with the rhythm as time was going on because it's such a long race, isn't it? Got the whole week. Um, but yeah, no, the volunteers were amazing in letting me, take my naps, obviously in the aid stations, and waking me up and getting helping me get out the door and everything, just kicking me out and just going, right, time to go now.
Time to go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Is
was
it,
really good. It's really, really nice race.
do you like that format, or do you prefer the multi-day where you stop for the night?
Uh, that's a good question. Okay, to be honest, I think I'm still trying to figure out which one or what format I like best, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure it out. Um, at the moment, the multi-stage stuff seems to be uh ahead on the pecking order, my pecking order anyway, in my mind. They seem to be ahead a little bit. And then closely followed by, I think, something between 60 to 80 miles or the 100 Ks or so. I think second, uh, uh, and then maybe the 100 milers are about third at the moment. Yeah, I'm still figuring it out.
Are you expecting that position to change? Because I was just perusing the Winter Spine 2026 start list and saw your name on there.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
I think yeah, so I've got that to look forward to in January, in the middle of winter. Uh yeah, so well, like I said, I'm still processing all of this. Obviously, I mean, yeah, I've done a few races, but I'm still learning. You know, it's a continuous learning journey. But yeah, no, I'll see how it goes in the winter. And then that might change, as you said, Robin. That might
Yeah.
change potentially.
Yeah, suddenly it gets to the top of your list. You're like, I'm only doing over 200 miles from now on.
Yeah, that's it. But no, they're interesting though. It's a whole different it's a different beast, isn't it? You know, the 200
Mm,
milers and
mm.
250 milers and so on and so forth. Yeah, they're different.
You've come from an army background. Has any of
Hmm.
that been applicable to running ultras?
Um, I think hugely applicable, I would say, with regards to the survivability of it all. Having to survive, having to sustain yourself, um, having to keep yourself moving. Uh, uh, so yeah, trying to be strong with regards to mindset. Um, so yeah, so obviously all those things are linked to
Yeah.
military. So yeah, so I think I've kind of flowed into the trail and ultra running space naturally from military background
Mm.
um, in mind. Yeah, I think I've flowed into it nicely, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
still, there's a lot to learn, obviously, and I'm always open to learning more. But no, it kind of lends itself, you know, if you have the military background, I think.
Mm. Self-discipline, I imagine, is probably quite a big one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But at least I know with ultras, my pack is not as heavy as an army pack, if that makes sense.
Yes. And you're not running in boots.
Yeah, it's a bit more fun.
Yeah.
No, it's nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's not like you can have someone yelling at you the entire way to reach the end of the race either. So I suppose you have to
Yeah,
learn to do that yourself in the kindest
yeah,
possible way.
yeah. That's it. So it's all on you, really. Just motivation is on you. There's not 20 odd of you, obviously, like you would have within the military, or 100 odds,
How
together.
how
Uh,
heavy is an army backpack in comparison to like a spine bag?
it depends on what we'd be doing. I guess if we going out for a field exercise, we're talking maybe like we're going out for a week. I think pack would tend to weigh 50, 60 kilograms or so.
Blimey.
Um,
Really?
but you would move a relatively short distance and
Hmm.
then maybe drop off the heavier pack, and then you then carry on further with minimum
Mm,
things. But that pack is still heavy. Maybe then it starts touching maybe 15 kilograms to 20 kilograms then.
Right.
But yeah, it just depends on what you're doing, I suppose.
That must really help though with just
yeah.
being used to that sort of weight.
Yeah, so that yeah, it was hugely it was helpful. It was helpful. Yeah, it was helpful. And then I think as part of my training now, I think we've added having a weighted pack.
Mm,
I was going to ask that.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so
yeah.
so just basically because at the moment I'm trying to get a bit better on climbing the hills. So we're using a pack with some weight now as well. So that's working out well. So,
What's training like with Paul Tierney? He's a bit of a legend in the sport. Is he nice to you?
yeah, no, yeah, he's a legend. Yeah, of course he's nice. He'll be watching this. No, 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 I'm joking. No, no, he's a really nice guy. He's really helpful. He's always on the other end of the phone. You know, if you've got a question about anything, or yeah, he'll just get back to you as soon as possible. And Sarah as well, obviously his partner, and then I think we've got Ali as well. I think we've got Ali in the team as well. Yeah, so no, it's a missing link coaching group, so it's really
Mhm.
good,
Mm.
and yeah, it's really good.
So
But I'm a bit rubbish though in asking questions because I feel like okay, I don't want to ask too many questions, you know, to be too annoying or that annoying guy. But yeah,
that's
no,
the
it's
army
really good.
background there, surely.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of that, but yeah, but because there's some things where I'm like, okay, right, all right, packing this or sorting out that or training, I'll have a look, or I can
Mm.
just do some research myself. Okay, and I'll be like, all right, yeah, okay, I think I can find the answer. But no, I think I'll ask more questions. I think, especially this year. So,
What,
I know,
what,
yeah. I know exactly what you mean because sometimes I get given some sessions and I'm wondering like, what's the purpose of this session? What's it doing for my body? Like, what specifically in the next race is it going to help this section? Because I've run at these paces. Like, I want to
yeah,
ask questions, but I don't as well. Actually, to be fair.
yeah.
just the
No,
data?
yeah. Sorry, Katie, yeah, go.
What sort of mileage do you do? I mean, sort of leading up to a race, what does your sort of 8 week block look like? What's your highest mileage that you get up to?
I think so far, the highest has been between 40 and 50 miles or so. Um, I mean, before I was coached, I used to think that, you know, oh, you have to run 100 odd miles or 100 miles or 80 miles a week or so and so forth. That was before I was coached. But I think it's been hugely beneficial, you know, to work with Missing Link and obviously Paul Tierney as well. Um, just to get a better understanding of the fact that actually you don't need to run, you know, those hundreds of miles. You can get just as much by just doing, you know, 40, 50 miles a week. That's fine,
Mm.
as long as, you know, your sessions are structured properly and you are, you know, you've got the right setup. So yeah, so um, it took some learning from on myself to actually like some unlearning, I should say, to say actually, you know, 30, 40 miles a week is fine, or 40 or 50 miles a week is fine. So between 40 and 50, I think has been the most. Yeah.
And I think that's really great for your average person who's thinking about doing an ultra. you know, as you say, the sort of the thought that, oh well, you know, I could never do the miles necessary to train for it. Actually, when they find out that people, and just like you, I spoke to Chris Andrade this
Mm,
week, who won the the Southern Challenger, and I asked him, you know, what is your mileage? Because he has a toddler,
mm,
and you know, full-time job, and like everyone else, has to balance training around life. And I was really surprised when he said 40 miles max.
mm.
And you're like, wow, actually, yeah, you know, you
Yeah,
can. Normal people can fit it in around a busy
yeah.
life.
Mm. Yeah, that's it. And I think most of my sessions as well, an hour at a time, hour 10 minutes. Um, that's Monday to Friday, and then maybe on the Saturday I might have an hour and a half or 2 hour session, and then Sunday is usually rest day. Or if I miss Saturday's session, I'll then move it to the Sunday and then have the Saturday as a rest day. So it's really it's nice and easy to follow. So it's nice, easy structure, especially
Yeah.
like you said, when you've got other commitments, full-time job, family, kids and everything. So yeah, so that's good.
I'm just thinking, are you, I think I read somewhere that are you retiring from the army? Is it this year or this summer?
Yes, yes,
Done so. I was
yeah.
wondering if you do any other physical exercise as part of that still or not.
Um, well, with regards to after the army.
If you were still in the army, are you still having to do physical exercises part
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still
of
going
it?
to be. I'm still going to carry on doing, my running anyway. I mean, one of the things I'm thinking about, obviously, yeah, sorry, I'm retiring this summer actually. In fact, it's my last day working today. Uh,
Today,
yeah, but then I'm on terminal leave then until about terminal leave and other resettlement stuff until about September, and then officially finished in September basically. So I've got a few months,
Okay.
yeah, of resettling to do.
Okay.
But yeah, but one of the things I'm looking to do is doing some taking up some coaching courses as well. Um, because what I've found is, as I'm doing the running and training and so on and so forth, you do get, quite a few people asking you questions about your training, about running and stuff. So I just want to have a sound, educated knowledge about it a bit more,
mm,
in order to then pass on some sound, educated advice, if that makes sense. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so I want to learn a bit more.
Oh, well, I mean, is that something you'd be looking to do with maybe the Black Trail Runners or Trail Fam?
Yeah, so obviously I'm a mentor as well for Trail Farm.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, once I'm working on the qualifications. Obviously, once I've gained the qualifications, I can say, okay, I can coach people now. Then I think I'll be able to um, um, put some more time, then dedicate some more time towards those projects and those charities, and just try and be as helpful as I can be. Um, in whatever way they might need me. Yeah, so I think that'll be a nice involvement. I think yeah, I'll enjoy that. I think.
When I did a UTS 100K last year, Trail Fam were at Capel
Yeah.
halfway, and it made
Mhm.
such a massive boost to just my energy levels and everything, how welcoming and energetic they
Yeah.
were. When I arrived, I was just like, who are these kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
No, they're
saw the
really,
name,
they're
I was
really
like, I'm going to
awesome.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
they're awesome. They were at UTS this year as well, actually. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were one of the checkpoints there.
yeah.
And yeah, like I said, they've got such a, they're hugely energetic, and
Mm,
yeah, they're really nice, they're really good. And Danny's doing a great job leading them, actually. So Danny's the guy in charge. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they
And is it and what is their purpose exactly for anyone that doesn't know?
Yeah, so Trail Farm, led by Danny, who's a school teacher. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get as many young people. I think most of them are from the school that he works in, out into the trails as much as possible. And obviously there's the education piece of getting them to learn about the outdoors, and just getting them to just enjoy themselves out in the outdoors. And then also, as part of the setup, Robbie Britton is heavily involved as well. And we've also got other people that are mentors, like myself, and other really elite, good trail runners. I'm not sure where I fit in, but somehow I've ended up in there. So yeah, so like
Ben
Beth Pascal,
Mounsey and
yeah,
yeah,
Beth Pascal, Ben Mounsey,
yeah,
yeah, and a few others that are George Foster as well, so another
yeah.
legend of the sport. So yeah, so like I said, those are the legends, and I'm just there, just
Oh,
making up the
God.
numbers.
You've done an awful lot, Zuki. You don't remember most of it, but you've done it.
I don't remember much. No, I need to after this. I need to definitely start writing down and start remembering more of what I've done. I think.
Little running diary.
Something
Yeah,
once
yeah,
ages ago that running an ultra basically kills off a load of brain cells and it takes ages for them to grow back.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
That
I
makes
definitely, I believe it in my case. Yeah.
When you
Uh,
just to give, I suppose the focus of this generally was supposed to be on UTS. So just
mm,
to you did a little interview with Run Ultra before it, and you said your training would be hills and more hills.
yeah.
And you also said, which I really liked, was all conditions are good conditions if you pay attention.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I feel like that could go on a
sense.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
You stand by
I think,
the statement.
yeah.
Do you have a lot of
Uh,
hills where you live to practice on?
no, so that's part of the problem. Obviously, I can't just, uproot and tell the family we're moving. It's not as easy
Mm.
as that. But it's quite flat where I live. So I'm having to, rely heavily on use of the treadmill, stair mill. And then I think in the area that I've been working in, so there's some hilly terrain around there. So that's been useful. But I think for some good hills, I think the peaks is not too far away from where I am. So I'm trying to uh, dedicate some time within this training block to make more trips to the peaks.
Yeah.
So I need to carefully schedule all of that, I think, within the family diary. So yeah.
Well,
Always.
I can help you with mapping around there.
That would be awesome. Thank you
I
so
know
much,
it well.
Robin. Yeah, thank you so much, man. I'll drop you some messages, I think.
Oh, well, we're both Peak District based, so yeah.
Ah,
We've got it
nice.
covered
Yeah,
Thank you,
between us,
Katie.
we've definitely got it covered.
because
Happy
you're quite
days.
a lot
That's
more
it.
white peak, aren't you?
I'm more in the southern side and you're
Yeah,
Yeah,
northwest, aren't you?
yeah.
yeah. You,
Just
you,
just scraping in.
yeah, you guys are blessed. It's a beautiful area. I really love the peaks. Mm.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very, very lucky to live here actually, and I do take that in almost every day. I think I'm really happy that I live here. So that's
Yeah.
nice.
That is really nice. I love it.
So have you got anything else before the spine? Is there anything sandwiched in between?
Yeah, so before the winter spine race in January, I've got the Swiss Alps 100-mile race in August.
Oh,
So,
awesome!
Iron Trail.
I've,
Is that
yeah, so I've got about, say again, Katie.
sorry, is that the Iron Trail?
It's in yes, no, it's an endurance race, so it's like a qualifier for um Western States, Hard Rock, and is that Iron Trail?
Yeah, I
I need
don't.
to look into it a bit more, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mm.
have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
There's
so
so many Swiss 100 milers, I can't find the right
yeah,
one.
No.
Swiss Alps. It's known as the Swiss
Oh,
Alps endurance race, endurance
right.
run. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
That
right.
sounds
And it's sort of
good.
fashioned in line with some of the American races. That's probably why it's linked to the
Okay.
is it used as a qualifier for Western States, Hard Rock and Bedwater. Mm.
Nice. Looks
Ah,
like it's got very similar sort of stats to UTMB, 10,150 meters of elevation. Well, it's very
Yeah,
similar
yeah,
to UTS, really, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Is it
yeah.
expected to be a little bit more runnable than UTS?
Um, I think so I did the race. I think was it Switzerland? No, it was Austria. So I'm kind of expecting it to be similar to that, where really long, steep climbs,
Mm,
some technical terrain. Um, yeah, maybe I think the climbs might be a bit longer than UTS. I think.
right.
Um, yeah, yeah. So from this is just me jotting my memory back from the race that I did around Austria a while ago. So yeah, but no, I'm looking forward to it though.
oh, it's that's going to be stunning. Definitely. Wow.
Mm.
That's yeah, that's a super pointy one.
Yeah.
No doubt about
Gonna
it.
need lots of videos on Instagram of that, Zuki. I expect you to be updating every half an
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
where are the recce's for that?
I'll try to. Well, that would be quite hard to fit in the family diary. I think that one.
Yeah.
But I can work on it.
So what was
Yeah.
Trans Gran Canaria like in comparison? Obviously it was a bit shorter than UTS, wasn't it? But what was it like in comparison to the elevation and the trails?
Yeah. So Transcon Canary is a bit obviously shorter than UTS. It's about 80 miles. And I think the I found the climbs they were just short and sharp, the climbs. But although it seems like it's very runnable, I don't know. I found it not too runnable in quite a lot of the sections.
Mm,
Um, and you had to be really careful, I think, on the some cobblestony areas where you could easily, stack it, and yeah, yeah, and then that potentially that could be your race gone. But I think on the race, I didn't really have a great race anyway. I think because yeah, I just had some stomach issues from the offset. So I think about 10 miles in, so
Mm.
I really just yeah, I
Was it
really
a bug?
suffered just from. Say
Was
again.
it been going around? I read some.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, week before, quite a few of my children were a bit sick anyway.
mm.
But everyone around me was sick, so I was the only one that sort of survived until race day.
Oh,
But I think from the Monday before the race, I was thinking, all right, I've got until Friday to get to race day. I hope I don't catch the bug that they've got. Obviously, you looking after them obviously as the week is going on. And they're recovering, and then everyone's happy. We're good. And then you think, oh, the bug is gone. And then I got to race day, and then I think maybe I might have picked up something from them without knowing, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, shame.
You've got you do your nutrition through on-track nutritionist Susanna, who's a good
Yes,
friend of
yes.
mine. I was wondering
Yeah.
whether what did you manage to speak to her like before the race, or was that just all completely out the window as soon as you got the stomach bug?
No, well, she's really good actually. I spoke to Susanna so before the race, but once I got to the race, I mean, I had my nutrition plan, I had everything worked out, but I think as soon as I started suffering, I think about maybe 10 miles in, I started thinking, okay, I'm just going to keep taking on as much of the nutrition as possible and just
Mm,
get myself to the finish line. But I think, yeah, the timing or yeah, the time just went out the window, and then I just thought, okay, let me just keep going. So yeah,
yeah,
and just eat whatever I've got.
Oh, well done.
yeah.
That's a grit and determination to just continue regardless with that.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Did it come back round at all, or was it literally just 10 miles and then a struggle all the way to 126K?
yeah, it'd come back as in like I'd feel okay, and then I would just yeah, it would just go again, and then I was
Ugh,
just like, all right, I'm not going to stop. I've traveled all the way, to here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Let me just get to the finish line.
oh man.
The
It became
sufferfest.
yeah, it became a bit of a slog. So, but no, I'm pleased I did it though. It's really good.
At least you can draw strength from that in a later race, maybe if you don't feel as bad, you can be like, well, at least it's not like Trans Gran Canaria.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes,
Mm.
not a good to keep something as a memory of your low point.
No.
No, it's not. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I was so pleased with in the beginning of UTS because I thought, all right, okay, my nutrition's working well, stomach, there's no issues, I'm moving well, so no, it was a good comeback from that.
What's MDS like? I keep mentioning it at home without realizing it, and my wife's starting to get quite worried that I'm going to try and enter this race. She's
Yeah,
like,
no,
"Up again, Robin. You're not
yeah,
doing MDS." I'm like, "I don't want to do MDS."
yeah. So just sell it as a nice, short week, just short week away, and you'll be
Yeah,
right.
doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah,
I'll be back in a
nice.
few days.
Yeah, no, it's a really good, uh, challenging race. Obviously, it's really hot. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed it actually. So that's another race I'd love to go back to. Um, but yeah, I mean, everyone's very supportive of each other there. Within your tent mates, you start to form really nice, strong bonds.
Yeah.
We still have the group chat from that race. I'm
Oh,
still on the group
awesome.
chat. So I've not been kicked out yet. So, but no, it's a really good race. It's really nice. You get to meet some interesting people as well. So it's really good. Mm.
Did everyone in your you say tent, but it doesn't sound very much like a tent when you hear it described. Just like a big rag on a stick, and it's all open at
That's
each
it.
side, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it. I mean, it goes back to that thing, that sort of survivability that I was talking about, isn't it? You just like, right, you've got this, like you said, the sheet
Yeah,
material, you're living under it, surviving together, working
yeah,
with each other. If someone's short by a meal, just help each other out. Someone's come in or maybe you finish a bit earlier than everyone else, help others with their water or, just
yeah.
little things like that. You get to like really start working together as a team and yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
You finished in the top 100, so does that mean that you got the cool elite call up thingy, so that you got to start with the rest of the good ones?
I was just off the good ones. I think I was just off the good ones. So yeah, so in fact, was it maybe on one of the days I started, I think a bit later or
Yeah.
just off that. Yeah, yeah. So but no, I mean there's the other category where I think it's the top 20,
Oh,
30.
right.
So yeah, those people are really fast, and
Yeah.
they just glide along the sand dunes. But no, it's really good. But no, I was really pleased with my result on that one actually. So I think I finished 66th out of 850 odd people that started.
That is
Um,
Right.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
yeah. So that was good.
So
So
what I mean that was a while ago now, wasn't it? Was it 22? You
no, 2024, I think.
Oh,
No, sorry, 2023, 2023 or
2 years.
24. Yeah.
What so what was your first ultra?
So my first ultra, it was the Lulworth Cove Ultra. Yeah, it was Lulworth Cove Ultra. So that was a nice 32 miler.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's when I got the bug. And
What made
so
you do it? What was that point that made you think I want to do an ultra?
uh, I mean, it was out of curiosity, uh, more than anything. And also, my friend had sold it to me. So I was working with my friend was working with in the army. He was doing them regularly. And he'd come back and say, I did 100 miler this weekend, and I was thinking, oh, he's in work on a Monday, it can't be that bad, you know.
It's all
But he was,
one you can blame, isn't there?
yeah, that's it. I'm blaming him, so that's it. So, but yeah, no, he said, oh, there's this one coming up soon. You should sign up. Let's get together. Yeah, I turned up. There's a picture of it somewhere. I would have to dig it out, or maybe it might be on my Instagram. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Where I turned up to this 32 miler and I was wearing, your running shorts. Obviously, they've got this sleeve on the side, just track running shorts, really. Um, and then, and I had a vest, a camel back as well with a straw,
Right.
So yeah, so I was good to go. I thought, but yeah, no, I did all right. I did all right. So I really enjoyed it. It was a nice warm day as well. So
Yes, those shorter ones, you're home for dinner.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, nice short, nice and short. Back in hopefully by dinner time. So
A quick ultra.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
just a quick
it.
ultra.
Quick culture. Only 32 miles.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
big deal. You start to
So,
sound like a complete idiot, don't you, to all your normal life, non-running friends when it's just, oh, it's just 32 miles. And they
Yeah,
just look at you like you've gone mad.
yeah, like 82 miles. You
Yeah.
think, and obviously other people are still thinking, well, I've got my half marathon or my marathon to do, and you're talking about my, 32 miles. I think sometimes we end up obviously forming friendship groups, don't we, with other people that are doing the 30 miles, 40 miles, 40
Mm.
miles, 100 miles, and then we think, oh, that's pretty much all there is. But there's just so much more to running, isn't there? So, and rightly so. There's so much more.
and it's still growing, with
Yeah.
different formats like the backyard
Mm.
that are popping up. And
Mm.
yeah, it feels like it is still, there's still more out there to come.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's really great to witness it all grow. I think as part when I was working with like trail runners as one of the trustees, I got a tiny bit of an insight with the TRA, so the Trail Running Association.
Hmm.
Um, so I started sort of just being a link, but it was only just short term anyway. But no, it was really nice also to see them be enthusiastic about the growth of the sport, and how what other things they could do and so on and so forth.
Mm.
But sadly I've had to move away from that just because I've just got a lot going on, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, full-time job, kids, and everything else. So, but maybe in the future I might go back to be more helpful and help out in that capacity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's very easy to get sucked in, isn't it? There's so much.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
oh wow. So when is this twist? Is it August, did you say?
Yeah, so the Swiss Alps 100, it's in August, 8th of August.
8th of August. So
So
not that far off now.
no, my training peaks keeps reminding me, with they do the weekly countdowns. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
last time I checked, it was 9 weeks, to a race, and now it's 7 weeks, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're getting close.
Yeah.
it's
So
getting pretty close.
yeah, and maybe like, a week and a half, 2 weeks of that is probably where I'll be looking to taper. So potentially, probably got about 5 weeks really of good training to do. So.
Mm.
Wow. So how's your recovery? Do you recover quite well post race?
Yeah, no, well, I think I recovered quite well and quite quickly, really. I mean, when I did TGC, obviously I didn't move as fast as I would have liked. I think I did that, yeah, 80 miles, I think it was. Yeah, so did that and then finished on the Sunday, flew back on that Sunday. And then I think I was in work doing a short physical training session on the Monday at work. Although, yeah, my legs were not in a great way, so just just a little light session anyway it was.
Oh
So yeah,
wow.
no, I think I recovered quite well. Yeah.
And
You
perhaps
do,
with UTS, because you said you were with this chap and you were helping him in, you didn't
Mm.
beast yourself. So again, recovery might have been a bit quicker.
Yeah, so that was another thing as well. So I felt recovered, I think, within a few days of that. I felt good. I felt okay. But obviously I followed my coach's advice, Paul's advice, which was just, take it easy. Although you might feel okay,
Mm,
but there's no need to rush back into running or anything like that. So just allow the body just to fully recover.
mm,
Um, and then we can start doing some more training then. I did unstructured training where it was just walking the dogs, maybe, and I think a bike ride, I think on that first week after the UTS. And then the second week, I was away with the family on holiday. So I think, again, it's probably another bike ride or two there. Um, and then, yeah, I think I started training a week ago. So I'm in my second week now of structured training. So yeah, so it was a good complete 2 weeks of not doing much really, not much structured training. Yeah.
wow. But then, yeah,
Mm.
and then 8 weeks to your next big race.
Yeah, and that's it. We're on to the next one.
That's the
Um,
dream. That's the dream. I'd love to be able to do like 100 miler every 3 months. That'd be
yeah.
perfect. That.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So, do you have any hopes for the Swiss Alps, or is it just go out and enjoy it and finish? Or
I think go out, enjoy it, finish. I'm hoping everything works well nutrition wise, and if I can be more confident and move well on the climbs, then yeah, I think I'll be happy. I'll be happy. Yeah. Um, and
look,
then I might mention to the wife that it's also a qualifier for other American races. I've not quite dropped that in yet.
yeah, Hard Rock, and Western
In
States.
States.
Yeah.
Oh, and Badwater.
Oh,
No,
so
I'm not.
which out of those three would you prefer to do if you were given the choice?
Uh, I would, ha I would have a go at Western States. I think, yeah, I'd have a go. Yeah,
What, why
but
why that one?
uh, maybe because I seem to be following that one just a little bit more than the others, or maybe it gets a bit more coverage, doesn't it? And
Mm.
yeah, that's what it seems like anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my bubble.
No, it definitely does.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, it's the first, pretty much. Although maybe Hard Rock might argue that. Uh,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Bedwater looks brutal.
it does.
yeah,
Yeah.
Badwater's another animal altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks very brutal.
you always hear it's like running with a hairdryer in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't sound great, but again,
Yeah.
the tougher these things are, the more we're sort of drawn towards them, at least.
That's it.
Yeah,
We just say, yeah.
Yeah, that one less so, to be honest.
that's so.
Well, Laura
How
Watt
much?
is going out for the third time. That's in
Yeah, she is.
weeks.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so it can't be that bad.
I I see you get a nice antique belt buckle for finishing Swiss Alps. An even
Yeah.
special one for finishing in under 24 hours, but that seems like a really tough ask for
Yeah. You've
that
got to push
course.
it. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
no,
10,000 meters. Oof.
yeah.
yeah,
No,
that's,
well, they're not yet.
Think of the views, the views forever. That's what it will all be about.
yeah.
Um,
No, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. So. And then hopefully in the future I can have a go at the other races as well that we mentioned. But
yeah.
uh, I'm not sure about next year. Maybe not next year, but yeah, in the future.
Is next year planned out fully?
Uh, it's just the winter spine race at the moment, uh, and then not quite planned up. I need to look at the family wall and just make sure it's in sync with what the family plans are.
Yeah.
So that's a
I
huge
have to put
decider.
I have to put things in a family calendar to make sure that it's blocked in. That
Yeah,
it exists. If I've not put it in there, I'm in big trouble.
that's it. I'm the same. I'm the same. I'm the same. You know, if I say, "Oh, I did mention about that. I've got this race on this month," and then it's like, "Well, is it on the family wall? It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure." And then I quickly move in to put it in there.
So, but
So,
yeah, the winter spine, I mean, that's a completely different animal to anything you will have done this year, with all the sharp pointy bits. I mean, the
Mm.
winter spine is more rolling and bog.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How on earth do you yeah, pivot your training for that?
That's something that we briefly had a chat about. I think when we were doing the UTS debrief, myself and Paul. I think so. One of the suggestions that we've got is potentially do one of the December races, so before the actual spine race. So maybe the Helvellyn race, or
Mm.
the Cheviot Goat race.
Yes,
So
come up to the
so
lake.
yeah, so potentially one of those.
Mm,
Obviously as part of the preparation, and
Mm.
then he did mention that some people tend to would go into that race in one of those races carrying their spine kit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's one aspect of the preparation that we're looking at. Um, and then I think he said I'm okay with my mindset and robustness. He says he's happy with that. So he says it requires a lot of that. So that was a huge compliment. So yeah, I think yeah, and then I've got I know it's a summer spine race that I did do,
Yes.
but I've got a little bit of experience to draw from that a little bit as well. Um, Obviously it's going to be cold,
Yeah.
rain coming in sideways and from the floor and everything. So, but yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What's the appeal for you when, we understand, I think anyone can understand the appeal of the mountains, the beautiful Alps.
mhm,
Yes, it's hard, but the rewards are great. I
mm,
think that's a much easier appeal for people to see than the spine going
mhm.
across snowy, frozen bogs. It's like, why? What's the appeal for you?
That's another really good question. One that I keep asking myself most days. But no, I mean, my general love for the outdoors anyway is always there, and that's
Mm,
one of the things that drew me into the military. And also the traveling as well. But I quite like the challenge, the uncertainty of it all, and the endurance. Pushing yourself. You know, can you? Yeah, obviously we will survive. And no one's out to kill us. But it's just like can you survive? Can you push yourself 50 miles? 100 miles. And how will you feel at the end? And
Mm.
there's all those things combined.
mm,
Um,
mm.
yeah, and just enjoy being outdoors really. And you get to meet some cool people as well, on
Yeah.
these races.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand that. It's uh,
Yeah.
it's it's basically what the race tries to sell you, really, and you've done it already and experienced it in the summer,
Mm.
and that's what's probably brought you back again for the winter version. To
Yeah.
really push yourself to the mental challenge. But I bet you do meet some amazing people along the way, especially at the checkpoints. But
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
the runners themselves generally get so spread out that you don't always get to meet too many people, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
50 plus miles into the race. But sometimes people do huge stretches of the race together, don't they? So maybe
Yeah, exactly.
you'll
Yeah.
partner up with someone.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I have also heard the opposite. Someone who did it once said how surprised they were, how alone they were for a lot of the time. that actually do get so scattered up and down
Mm.
the Pennine Way that he said I didn't see people for days. Literally,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, it's it's a different animal again, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it is. It is. It's a huge challenge. Yeah. But obviously, I'm not, underestimating it in any way. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but yeah, looking forward to it though.
What's it like being a North Face explorer? And
Uh,
how did that happen?
oh yeah, yeah, been a part of the North Face Explorer team for a few years now. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really obviously it's really nice to be supported by an iconic brand like the North Face, and they're doing amazing work as well. Obviously throughout. Yeah, that came about with they were supporting Black Trail Runners at the time, and they were making an advert. And I think around that time, I was just doing random challenges by myself and just virtual challenges around lockdown, etc. So yeah, they asked volunteers to feature in the ad, and then I put my hand up. I said, "Oh, I'll feature in the ad," and you know, uh, there's some cool running trainers at the end of this as well. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, so so yeah, and then I featured in the I think yeah I think I did feature in the ad or send some videos anyway, which we had to
Yeah.
send. But at the same time, we had to write a little bit about ourselves. So I
Mm.
think around that time, I'd finished like running a 874 mile virtual Land's End to John O'Groats race. So we had 6 months to do it. Yeah. So we had 6 months to do it, but I thought, work is about 25 miles away, so I'm just gonna use that as part of my training. So most days I was running 25 miles into work, and then run back 25 miles,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
so I did it in 29 days. So that was one of the things that obviously I wrote when we had to write about ourselves as part of
Yeah,
our
that stands
introduction.
out.
Yeah, so so then the guy who's is an amazing guy actually. He was in charge of the North Face Explorer team. So he's called Jack Ibbotson. So he then said, "Oh, we'd love to support you. Just give me a shout anytime." And yeah, and then the rest is history really. And then from then on, I joined the team. Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay, you continue to surprise me, Zuki. Just imagine that. That's
Yeah,
Yeah, I did say I love a challenge.
yeah.
wow. Wow. Well,
Oh, that's really cool.
that's hats off. Right, last question, Robin.
Well, there was one bit from the article that Veronica wrote that I thought like really nicely sums up Zuki, and it was as anyone who's chatted to him on or off the trail will know, Zuki has an energy and enthusiasm that make you want to get up and run 50K right now. And I think that's really true.
Yeah, I think when I read that as well, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
because there's some days where I'm like, oh, actually, I feel like I could go and run 50 miles right now, but then the
yeah,
sound voice in me just says, no, you don't do that right now.
yeah. Stick to the plan.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I wonder how many people can blame you for signing up to their first ultra.
well,
Yeah.
I'm hoping one or two at least, so that would be nice if there is. Yeah,
Good
that would
job.
be good.
Good job.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you. Thank you, Katie.
thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Best of luck in August. I hope we'll see some video and Instagram footage of that, and of course at the Winter Spine as well. We'll definitely be dot watching.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for having me on. And yeah, Run Ultra. I've always followed Run Ultra from when I first started trying to get into ultra running, really. And I'd go into the website, look up, where are the races, and so on and so forth. No, it's been really great. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Well, we
Yeah.
will see you soon anyway.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much, Robin.